Okay.
It's part of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll leave that in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning, all you strandies and peepees. We're here with the Pastime Paradise podcast. This is Kahai.
This is Aldrine.
And this is Aaron.
We're just gonna get right into it, I guess, today.
Yeah. Imagine this being somebody's first episode and it's the first thing that they hear. Because, like Stan Lee says, like, oh, every issue of every comic book could be somebody's first issue.
Yeah.
Imagine, this is the first episode and that's the first thing that they hear is your stretch.
Best foot forward.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're real, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this is somebody's first episode, but I can't think of that. I can't.
It's too early in the morning.
I don't know.
That kind of responsibility, man.
If I'm constantly thinking that it's somebody's first episode, and it's like, oh, what am I gonna say? Oh no, I gotta put my best foot forward. Then it's just like you're not gonna get what we actually talk about, what we actually want to talk about.
Shouldn't we always put our best foot forward, Kai?
I don't know. Yeah.
Look at honesty.
Yeah, I guess try, but we'll see how far that goes.
There it is.
Yeah. But anyways, for today, I thought we could talk about maybe our favorite movies. We talked about music and TV, so just talk about some of our favorite movies in general. And I was kind of thinking of how to frame it. And have you guys ever seen The Martian, or have you guys read The Martian?
No, but I know that like you were explaining it to me, and the guy who wrote The Martian seems like one of our guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's funny because he wrote The Martian and he did such a good job at it that like people from NASA like kind of wrote to him or emailed him and they were like, how do you know about this? I don't think we've disclosed this information. And he's like, oh, oops. Like, I just, based on what I could find, I just made these assumptions. And they're like, yeah, you're pretty spot on. But I was saying about The Martian because it's about a guy who's stranded on Mars and they can only bring certain things with them, right? So they have like a limited amount of music or a limited amount of actual digital, storage that they have. And when he gets stranded, one of his crewmates brought just disco music. So he said it's like all he watches is Happy Days and listens to disco music. And he's like, I'm going insane from disco music. I cannot stand it. Why couldn't have anybody brought anything else? But that made me think of say you were like stranded in space and you only had like 3 movies that you had to bring with you, and those are the 3 movies that you could watch. What movies would you bring, right?
Is this another reference to Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Oh, I didn't think about that, but sure, yeah.
It's basically
I was thinking more the low-hanging fruit of like, because this is basically desert island movies, right? And we're the Pastime Paradise podcast.
Yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit, guy.
Yeah.
Desert Martian movies.
I think
Deserted in Mars movies.
I think I'm thinking about that too, because I'm reading his other book, the guy who wrote The Martian. I'm reading one of his other books. So while I was thinking about questions for today, I thought about like that scenario, or I was also thinking about what's that thing, or it's kind of like a satellite they launched into space, and they put what they thought was like the best representation of media from that time. So they put like music and stuff. But yeah, like, just what are seminal movies for you guys where you feel like, if I only had 3 movies to watch, at least I know that I could probably rewatch these movies several times and still be okay? Or it's like, yeah, these would be the 3 movies that I would pick to take with me,
Yeah, so that's a little bit tougher, only because it's not like your favorite movies. It's movies that like, I guess we're going for variety here. If we're thinking like we're gonna be stranded out there, right?
If it's not your favorite movie, maybe you could say what is your favorite movie and why wouldn't you pick it, right? To just be the movie that you rewatch or the movie that you get stuck with,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some movies. I love this. I do this question all the time.
Should we go like instead of giving all our movies, should we maybe take turns and
one
go, like,
at a time?
Yeah.
So wait, like one movie that we would bring and one movie that we wouldn't bring, and then another, and then next, right?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Like one movie that we like but we wouldn't, or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So all my favorite movies are basically all comedies, and if I were to be stranded in Mars, and all I had were like comedy films, I wouldn't mind, honestly, but that's me speaking right now, not being stranded. But I'm pretty sure like I would want some kind of variety later on, But if I'm gonna pick my all-time like rewatchable comedy, and this has been tried and true because I've watched this movie at least like triple digits, and I'm talking like since I was in high school, I've watched this movie at least like 2-3 times a year, and at least, and there was a time where I was traveling a lot, and I just watched, and this movie would just always be on. That movie for me, Clerks. Clerks, the first Clerks, and it's very hard because it's either Clerks or Dogma, and I have both those movies just on repeat. And I don't know if you guys notice, whenever we travel, it's always on my iPad, and I'm always watching it, like no matter what. Or like we're in a hotel room, like we're getting ready or whatever, it's like it's on. It's that and In-Betweeners that I always have in my iPad at all times. So Clerks, I mean, I know every single line, in that movie, and I've not gotten tired of watching it even after like triple digit viewing of that, of that film. So I'm pretty sure I can watch that over and over and over and over and over again and not get sick and tired of it. And I guess one that I wouldn't bring would be, but I really like, would be Dogma. So it'd be the other thing that that I usually watch. That I wouldn't bring that only because Clerks is already there. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick Clerks over Dogma.
What is it about Clerks that makes it rewatchable for you?
Oh, I mean, like it's such a snapshot of like of life in the 90s, and a snapshot of like just being at that age of like going to work and having really no purpose. Like I came from that, because up until like the point in my life where like I really got into it with Aaron and Ryan, like starting a business and stuff, I felt like I was just coasting and I had really no real direction. Like I kind of had like, I guess I'll do, I'll learn how to teach, and like I'll maybe teach at like an elementary school or whatever, or maybe band. But aside from that, I had like no other real ambitions or anything. So I related to that movie so much, and I did work a lot of like clerk jobs. I did a lot of hotel kind of stuff. Like I worked at the pool, I worked at concierge, I worked at like at the front desk and stuff, and I was always like kind of in that service kind of industry. And even now, even as a musician, like if I were to put a label to it, it is part of like the service industry. If you're playing for like a restaurant or like a hotel and stuff, you're always trying to please other people. And yeah, and there seems to be that kind of relationship between the clerk and the customer, right? Whereas like there's that rule of the customer is always right, but Clerks is a film that kind of like flips that narrative of like, well, this is our point of view from behind the counter, like what we really think. And it's not for children. Again, like a lot of the things that I suggest in this podcast, not very kid friendly, but I love that movie because it is that, and like it is an unfiltered like insight of like what the people behind the counter really think. And it's quite accurate, of like just because they serve you doesn't mean they like you, I think is the tagline for the movie. So that's it's a great premise, and it's honestly kind of true. Even though I worked as a as like a towel boy in one of the hotels, and all I did was just hand out towels. For some reason, because I was the one handing out towels, I had this kind of superiority complex of like, I'm better than you because these towels, you want my towels. You cannot go in that pool without my towels. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's really it, you know, like for the clerks, it's just kind of like, oh, you can't go through your day without buying my cigarettes. You know, like it's that. I think, you know, and the whole movie is just so quotable. I don't know if it really holds up like in today's age, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't. There's some slurs in there that doesn't work now, but yeah, it's a snapshot of like the 90s and what it's like to be like a clerk in the 90s. Pretty fun. I love that movie. Watch it over and over and over.
I gotta admit that when you said Dogma, I've seen Dogma, and
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the entirety of Clerks. So when you said Dogma, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I was thinking, oh, that's a great movie too. But would you say Dogma is a pretty close, or is like, you know, you're saying between Dogma and Clerks? It's like, if you could bring another movie, Dogma would be another choice.
My favorite my top three like Kevin Smith films. It's a film by Kevin Smith. Yeah. So my top three is definitely Clerks, Dogma, and Mallrats. So if I could just bring those three, I think I'd be fine. I'm pretty sure like I'd be fine. I could watch those three movies over and over and over and over and over, and I have no problem with that. But I want to go for variety, so I'm gonna pick some other stuff. But Dogma, pretty close. It's the same thing. It's kind of like a snapshot of like being, you know, in the thick of Catholicism, and being like kind of lost in you know in the gist of being into the Catholic Church. I don't know, because for me, I'm from the Philippines, and I was raised like extremely Catholic. So like Kevin Smith's take on Catholicism and turns it into like a silly movie with like a poop monster in it. That like it was just so like refreshing, because I've always taken religion seriously, you know. And I think that was like the first time that like, hey, you know, like God has a sense of humor, and I think if you go into it like thinking that, and just like it's some stories in there are kind of funny, you know, like, and it's if you look at it from with those glasses, I think, you know, it's a whole new appreciation for like not only that movie, but like a better outlook on life, and you shouldn't really take things too seriously, you know, like I believe what I believe, but I can also like identify like a funny premise like when I see it. So it's a nice balance, and I think it took me away from taking it too seriously, because, you know, I grew up in that country where like it was really like it was, you can't even make fun of it, kind of like people would, you know, it's so looked down upon. But I don't know, like there's, and in the movie, like right in the beginning of the movie, he kind of like puts a disclaimer, because, you know, it's one of those movies that you kind of have to. And and he talks about like even God has a sense of humor. Look at the platypus. You know, like if God didn't have a sense of humor, he wouldn't make that thing. It's kind of like that. And then like I think immediately after, he's like, hey, I'm sorry to the fans of the platypi. You know.
Because like God is missing, and it's like, I don't want to give too much away, but at the very
for those
end,
people that haven't seen it,
at the very end, don't they find out like they're like, whoa, why was God missing in the first place? Or, you know, and then it's like, oh yeah, God loves skee ball, so they come down to earth to play skee ball every once in a while. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he takes on an earthly body, and he goes and plays skee ball. That's when they attacked him.
Yeah, it's funny because like at the time there were protests at that movie, right? Yeah, like we kind of forget about it because it's like a funny movie that has become like part of the zeitgeist. But there were full on protests at like the movie premiere.
Even Kevin Smith went to the protest, holding the protest side. Like
he participated.
Protested his own movie. He wanted to. And it's that because I mean he grew up super Catholic, and I think he went to like a Catholic school. So like you know, it was kind of like his movie to make, and to to make fun or just to kind of laugh at like the things that are funny in life. And I think it's a great, it's a great way of putting it, because I think you can laugh at anything.
Yeah.
You're not like laughing at it. I think to find joy and humor in everything, I'm pretty sure is part of God's plan in the sense that like he's, we should be happy. And I think laughing and comedy is one way to like bring joy to people.
Yeah, thinking about it now, it reminds me of Christopher Moore's book, A Lamb, right?
Yeah, Lamb.
Yeah.
Love that book.
Yeah, because I was thinking about parts of it, and there's like one thing where it's like when Jesus like he makes the fish and bread, right?
Yeah.
How he does it, right, is like everybody's watching him, and then he goes like, "Hey, look over there," and then they all turn and look, and when they look back, he has it like multiplied. Like that's how he has to do it. So it's like it's like it's kind of taking our modern sensibilities, like jokes that we know from now, and just like applying it to things from before too. So
so I think Kevin Smith identified it, and he's just like, I want to check this protest out. Like if they're gonna protest my movie, like it might give my movie more like more coverage. I think for him it's just like there's no such thing as bad publicity. So he went and I think the story goes that he brought a sign, like he like decorated the sign, because it's a protest, right? He brought a protest sign, and he said his sign was the nicest sign there. Like people didn't really put too much effort.
Disappointed in the
and his
the turnout of his protest.
The sign said "Dogma is dog shit," but like he said he put like glitter, and like he made it like really nice looking, and there were like TV cameras that went, and like they actually interviewed. So there's a clip of Kevin Smith being interviewed on why he's protesting this film. It's pretty awesome. So like even the lore behind it is pretty hilarious. But that's number 2. But I love Clerks first, because that was the first one that I saw, and you never forget your first Kevin Smith film, and then Dogma, and then Mallrats. But if I had to pick one, Clerks, guaranteed. And I wouldn't get tired. I'm still not tired of that movie. I just watched it actually the other day. I swear, just watched it the other day. So good. I love that film, man. So good. All right, you guys.
You want to go, Aaron, or should I go?
You can go.
Okay. My first pick, from one comedy to another comedy, I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park. Ooh. Jurassic Park is my pick. But
so that's your favorite, or Desert Island?
That's my Desert Island, and it's also just one of my favorite movies, right? Like, I think I saw like somebody post online where they're like, if somebody offers you $1 million, but you gotta stay inside for a whole year without interacting with anybody else, would you take it? And like introverts were like, what do you mean? You mean I do the same thing I do anyways, and you're gonna give me $1 million for it? Yeah, I'll take it. So it's kind of like the same thing where I feel like, oh, I'm struck with, I have to watch a movie.
Oh no!
I guess it'll be Jurassic Park. Oh no! Oh, it's so horrible. I love Jurassic Park though, and like I loved dinosaurs as a kid. I still love dinosaurs, but Jurassic Park was awesome. And it's actually funny because as a kid it was too scary for me, but I loved dinosaurs so much anyways, that my parents would laugh because I would play that VHS on repeat, but I would watch it from behind the couch. And it's like I knew when the scary parts were coming out, so I would watch like the beginning and everything, and then run behind the couch as soon as like the T-Rex came on screen, then come back out and watch some more, then run back behind the couch during the Velociraptors. But yeah, that thing is awesome. And it's for somebody who loves dinosaurs, I think it's just like, people say like, oh, but the dinosaurs aren't accurate. And it's like, even the inaccuracies, I love learning about that too. And I love learning about how people know dinosaurs are now, and how much more information we have since that movie came out. But yeah, it's just my favorite movie. Yeah.
If you had to pinpoint one thing, because I think I've asked you this before, I'm like, what is it about Jurassic Park that you like that you latch onto? So if you can pinpoint just one thing about that movie, why you love it so much?
There's like the very first scene where they see like the brontosauruses, right? Because it shows the majestic side of like the idea, right? Is that there's like beauty along with like kind of gruesomeness in like the wild or in animals and in things in general, right? But I don't know, it's just like I for as much as the T-Rex scene scared me, it's like I think I loved how the T-Rex looked and like that real life look of the T-Rex too. You know, that movie is awesome, and I don't know if I could ever be like, oh, I can't watch this movie anymore. It's like I really like almost, I think it's like you said with like Clerks, is like I could probably just watch that movie at any time. If it's just like on TV, it's like, yeah, I'll just sit down and I'll start watching it and I'll be like, okay, I guess I'm watching Jurassic Park again, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like as soon as you like, you know, where they go like, welcome to Jurassic Park, and it's like that entire scene where like, yeah, the brontosauruses, and then there's like whole field like full of dinosaurs, and, like Jeff Goldblum.
It's like the meme, right? Like when he like looks at the dinosaurs for the first time.
Yeah,
he takes off his glasses, right? His sunglasses. He's like shaking, and he's like, oh my gosh.
Right, that's gotta be like, I mean, imagine, you know, like, because you've watched it a million times, right? Imagine being like back in the 90s when it came out, and watching that scene for the very first time, because right, like nowadays, because of all like the CGI and all the advancements, it's like, oh yeah, of course you can do that, you know. Like I've seen season 2 of One Piece, it can make anything look good, but for that, like seeing it for the first time, it's kind of like there was that, you know, like I don't know if it was in the 60s and the 70s, but like the 10 Commandments where Moses like splits the sea.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, oh my god, how the hell did they do that in the film? And then you got like Jurassic Park, where like, what the hell? How did they build this entire landscape like just full of like things that don't exist anymore?
Yeah.
And they worked around there was a lot of mechanical problems, right? And that actually lent to the realness, because they had to work around. It was kind of like Jaws, right? Because the original Jaws movie, they built this mechanical shark and then it broke or something, and so they had to rely on certain things. So I think it was similar, right, for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, in the original Jaws, right, or like Spielberg's plans for Jaws was to show the shark way more, right? But because it, like, I think they said it barely worked and they could get it for maybe 2 shots, and even after one of those shots it broke again. They're like, oh, we can't use this very much. And so I think the same thing with, like, you know, the biggest dinosaurs like the T-Rex and the Velociraptor and stuff, is like we can only show so much. So there's like the iconic scene where the Velociraptors are chasing the kids through the kitchen, and then if you think about it, it's like, yeah, they just be like, okay, we'll just throw in a CG Velociraptor in there, right?
Green screen it. We'll do a full room green screen.
Yeah, one of the scariest parts, right, is like when they're hiding under the counters and you just see the Velociraptor's claws like click on the floor. And then you see like the big toe go like click, 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 click. It's like, oh my gosh. And seeing how that's real, it's like, that thing will kill you, right? Like that is a real dinosaur. So oh man,
or even like the vibrations in the cup of water.
Oh yeah.
Like they relied on that because they couldn't show the dinosaurs as much, and it was like way scarier because of it.
It's like the mystique and the mystery, kind of like with the shark, right? Like it's that almost that classic like Moby Dick, you know, where like it's the hunts for the shark, and you don't really know when it's gonna come and when it's gonna attack and stuff. And the soundtrack of that like fits super well with what they did.
I think it's kind of that classic, I hate the saying of for writing, right, is like show don't tell, and people use that like all the time, but it's actually like there are times where it's better to show and there's times where it's better to tell. But at that time, right, a lot of the things that they're showing with storytelling, they showed it to the best of their ability and they didn't tell it. And now it feels like, oh, we can make whatever we want, so we can kind of just like tell whatever story we want, so we don't have to creatively think of how to show this story, right? Show the breadth of the story. So yeah, still my favorite. And even talking about it now, God, I want to go back and watch it. Or I think like even as a kid, like when I could watch behind the scenes of Jurassic Park, that got me super excited too. So it's just everything about that movie. It's so good.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. What was the one that you like but you couldn't, that you don't want to bring, right? Because it's like one that you would bring and one that you like you want to but you won't, or something like that, right?
Yeah. Is it is it a cop out to say maybe Jurassic Park 2 or 3? Maybe
no, because Clerks and I feel like Dogma belongs in the same universe.
Yeah. It's that thing where, oh man, I love scenes from Jurassic Park 2 and 3. Maybe so 2 is with Jeff Goldblum and 3 is with the main actor again. He goes back to Jurassic Park. But there's scenes from both of those movies, but it's like just in general they're not as good movies as the original Jurassic Park. But I still love dinosaurs, so I would probably still want to watch those movies too.
You, Aaron?
I'll say actually my favorite movie has always been The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
so yeah,
classic.
So it's kind of funny because when we play music on Wednesdays, because every time that we play, there's inevitably there's a request for Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it's only because they're seeing an ukulele on stage and they're asking for that because they want the Is version.
We never give it to them.
Yeah, because he did it well, and we're never gonna come close to like his portrayal of that song. So like even trying to do it like the Is version is only gonna be a fraction of the Is version, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Aldrin has this whole spiel that he like kind of preempts, like, hey, we're not gonna play the Is version, but Aaron is a huge Judy Garland fan, so we're gonna play it the Somewhere Over the Rainbow from the movie version. And even that, it's not really like that version, but it's like my own version. but for real, like that's probably my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, The Wizard of Oz.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
and this entire time, like I've been saying that, I'm like, yeah, he's like, look at you. Yeah, and that's just part of the shtick. I thought, but I didn't realize that was true.
It is, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the movie, kind of like the honesty of the time, right? Because it was during that time period between black and white film and color film, and that was sort of the unveiling of Technicolor, right, in film. And then just because of that, I feel like the movie itself told a story really well, you know. And who is it? L. Frank Baum, who originally wrote The Wizard of Oz. Like, I feel like that's a great parable for life, you know? I don't think there is anything wrong with that movie. It's like the hero's journey, and basically it did everything, and it's a metaphor for all the things in life, and it's perfect the way that it is. So yeah, it's funny because it's a kind of a controversial take right now, but I don't think, like, you know, Wicked came out and that's like all the rage right now, and as good as it is, I don't feel like it was necessary. You know? Yeah, and people can like hate on me for having that take or having that opinion, but yeah, it's so like unbelievable the way that they turn the story around, and it's like, no, like I feel like the villain was a villain for a reason. You know, like you don't have to turn the villain into the hero in order for it to be a deeper story. It's a deep story in itself if you really look at it. So yeah.
I was gonna say, is that like, you know, some people say, what is your theoretical like 10 out of 10 perfect movie? And I was kind of thinking of that too, because even my favorite movies, I still be like, oh, there's some problems though, but like just because I love them so much, I can overlook them. But for you, is that your that is the pinnacle of movies?
No, I wouldn't say so. It's,
You can still recognize, or it's like
yeah, it is like a product of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not the greatest, as far as cinematography even.
Yeah.
But I did see that they did a version of that original movie for the Vegas Dome.
Oh,
did you see clips of that?
I saw the previews of it, and I saw people's clips of it, and it looks crazy.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable. And so it's sort of taking that same, even like the footage from the film and making it into like a 3D world. And I don't know how they did it, but yeah, it kind of updated it for the current audience, and it holds up. So
yeah. I think I saw like a behind the scenes, because like some people were saying like, oh, all they did was they threw the movie into like AI generator
yeah.
And then they told it like, hey, make this. And I think the person who was behind it, or the director or the visual supervisor, he said like, no, it's a lot more work, and we have to like painstakingly recreate frames, right? He said like there is like some to help blend frames together, I guess. There's like interpolation, but he said no, it's a lot more artistic than that, right? Like they're very intentional with what they show and stuff.
Yeah. So and even that, like that probably wouldn't be the movie that I bring with me if like that was the only movie that I could ever watch, because I don't even remember the last time that I watched it. It had to have been years ago that I actually sat down and watched that movie, but I still rank it as my top movie of all time, just personally. But maybe I think for my desert island pick, it'd probably be Spirited Away.
Ooh,
That
is a great movie.
Good answer.
And I was gonna go animated for my second choice, but
okay.
Yeah, first choice animated.
Yeah, and even that, I feel like it's the most commercially successful Miyazaki film. I don't feel like it's probably the best, but it is one that I could probably watch over and over, and I would be fine.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch the live action one?
I saw, because they did like a stage play version. Yeah, I did watch that.
Dude, I think you're the one who told me about that, and I watched it. It's insane. I loved it.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with that. Yeah, that's and really thinking about it now, it's very similar to The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
Actually, it's
Spirited Away, just the themes of the movie
the
and
Dorothy.
Like basically, right? Yeah, but I feel like that movie itself was well done and could stand on its own as something that I would be willing to watch over and over again.
Yeah, that film is so good. It's like animation cells, like living, breathing instead of painting. It's pretty amazing. And the visuals are so crazy.
Yeah. I remember I was living in Colorado because I went to university in Colorado. And it must have come out a few years before that, but they had a screening of it in Denver. And so my roommate and I drove down to Denver to like this tiny little, like it wasn't very big in America. And so it was like a tiny little theater, and then we watched the screening in Denver, and I was amazed.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be my favorite Miyazaki film.
Yeah, my favorite is actually Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, that's another good.
Yeah, I mean, I named my kids Sophie for a reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why?
From Howl's, yeah.
Wow.
That's why, yeah.
I have the Miyazaki collection. So I have like all the movies he's made. And I think Spirited Away is a great movie, but I have another pick for my top Miyazaki film. But I think Spirited Away is my favorite soundtrack of any of his movies.
Yeah.
And I loved his movies, and not thinking about it, but it's like I've always loved his music in his movies. And it's always Joe Hisaishi who makes his music. And when I heard Joe Hisaishi play like One Summer's Day, that's like the main theme from Spirited Away. It's like, oh, even now I think it still kind of gives me chills, or it's like kind of makes me tear up. It's just like such a good song.
Yeah. I mean so like I think the Howls and Spirited Away are like the two of like the best music that Miyazaki films have. Hands down, I think.
I mean, I'm kind of laughing, right? Because it's like, yeah, it makes sense. And then they're also like the ones that you watch on TikTok now, and everybody makes lo-fi remixes of either One Summer's Day or Merry-Go-Round of Life, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here we go again. Oh, I'm watching some Japanese person make street food, and then there's that remix, one of those remixes. So yeah,
nice, good choices. Okay, my turn again. So I already have my 3 laid out. Should I just put my last 2 just to kind of get things moving? Okay,
if you want to just
yeah. So my second pick, and I'm going for variety here, is an animated film, and it is Coco. Love that movie. I know I probably wouldn't want to be sad when I'm like in Mars all alone and stuff, but that movie is so like roller coaster of emotions. It goes from like hopeful to I'm finally away from these people that I want to be away from, and then you're like, no, I actually love those people and I want to go back, and it's like, it's about family and it's about being forgotten. And I think like just for my own sake and sanity, and so that I don't forget like my family, my friends, like on Earth as I'm at Mars. I think Coco, music wise, animation wise, story wise, and it has so much like that kind of that I relate to in that movie, and one being like, the kid really wants to be like, to be a musician and stuff. It's in his blood and whatever. Like music was in my blood. My entire family played music, but we were all realists, like my parents are like, yeah, I mean, we do music, but you can't take that seriously as a career, like you gotta do something else. You like be a teacher, be a doctor, be a hotel manager, be a whatever. I'm just like,
singing does not put food on the table, Audrey.
Yeah, so it's that, and I think Coco kind of nails it. And then I did kind of have that resentment a little bit, like for my family that would tell me that, and I think that drove me further away from not having a music career, and I just kind of wanted to show them it. And like my dad's name is Miguel, like the main character's name is Miguel, like my grandma's name is Cecilia, and there's all these, and everything about it, and I think I love the soundtrack. Like every song just is a banger in that. The emotion is crazy, the colors, the everything about it, just perfect. If you were to ask for my 10 out of 10 film, Coco, definitely.
That would be it.
Yeah, that would be it. Like no flaw for me, at least. Like I just that, and I can watch it over and over and over again, cry every single time, laugh every single time, sing along every single time. So good. You can't not like at least tap your foot to the music of that film, and you can't. I gotta make all kinds of excuses to my children every time we get to that part in the end where he sings to Coco, and to his grandma Coco, and I'm like, okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna go look at my Switch. I'm playing my Switch real quick. I gotta look down, so that my children don't see their old man crying like a little baby. It's that. I think just perfect film. And my third one, for the sake of diversity in my picks, so that I can have something for every mood, Battle Royale.
Wow.
The Japanese Battle Royale. Hell yeah, baby. Dude. So we're talking like this beautiful story about family, about friends, and missing whatever. And then boom, like was that 30, 40, kids in an island all killing each other.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. give me that,
Yeah.
And that Battle Royale is so good. It's everything.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like it's like a Japanese version of the Hunger Games then?
Yes.
They must have copied it from the Hunger Games.
It's exactly like the Hunger Games.
So
someone must have read that book.
I think that's a good time to end the podcast. That's
Yo,
let's call it.
Those are my top three. If I could watch Clerks over and over to take a laugh, if I want to cry and miss my family, I'll watch Coco. And if I'm ever mad at anything and I like want to, if I want to get myself hyped up, if there's such thing as Martians and aliens, they're coming to get me. I'm get myself hyped up with Battle Royale. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go.
For you guys, I don't know. How did you guys see Battle Royale? Because for my experience, it was kind of the viral thing that people talked about. Because they didn't bring it to like theaters here in America, so people were like, "Oh, if your friend has like a DVD of it, or you can watch it some way," and it's like, "Oh, it's super like gory and it's kind of like a cult thing. You gotta find somebody who has it." So I remember the first time I watched it, I think I watched it in like 15 or 20 parts on YouTube, where it's like each part is like 3 minutes, right? And it's like, okay, I watched part 15, now I scroll down and then it's like, okay, here's part 16. Okay, I watched part 16, now I watched part 17.
I watched it thanks to Mark Baldonado. He had a DVD, and it was one of those like region locked DVDs, so but luckily I was nerdy enough to own a Japanese PlayStation 2. So and that Japanese PlayStation 2 was mainly so I could play DDR and beat Mania games
and watch Battle Royale.
Yes, because everything from Toys and Joys, like
you didn't need to say where the DVD was from. I like immediately I was like, there's only one place in Hawaii, right, where we get those things. Yeah.
So dude, those are I feel like those three films I can last like kind of a long time with those three, just having that kind of diversity. And I can laugh, I can cry, I can feel amped up.
good picks. That kind of surprised me, but it was like, oh yeah, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah, Battle Royale, man. It's just, it's everything. So good.
Yeah. It's kind of like every time we talk about a movie, I'm just like, damn, I gotta go rewatch that movie now. I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah, watch Battle Royale. Hey, guys, again, not for children. Coco, definitely watch it with your kids. It's a great family film. Grab some popcorn. Bring the family, cry together. I don't care. But Clerks, laugh by yourself or perhaps with your significant other, but Battle Royale, you're like maybe not see people for a little bit after that.
It's very gory too, so it's like, if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, it's like, be careful.
So the premise for those people who've not seen it, it's like an entire classroom, so it's your friends, like an entire class, not classroom, like entire class, like say whatever senior class, right? They all go to an island and you're given a bag full of food, medicine, and one random weapon. And the weapon can be anything from a gun to like a pot lid. Okay, it's random, all right? And the objective is at the end of 3 days, either one person survives or everybody dies. So it's like, you can't be like, okay, we're not gonna kill anybody, we're all friends, all like 30, 50 of us gets to survive. No, at the end they wear these collars that activate at the end of the 3 days, and if there's not one winner at the end of 3 days, then all the collars blow up and everybody dies.
Or the callers track them, and if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time, the caller explodes and they die. So they're like trying to herd people together, right? Make them fight each other.
Yeah, every however many hours, there are zones on the island that become danger zones. And they just keep adding danger zones. So basically, it's like what Kahai was saying. It almost forces people to come, to one specific zone, and that's where like everybody just has it all out, and that's why it's called Battle Royale. And so the objective is to be the last person standing, because if there's not one last person standing, then there's no person standing. So you kind of have to do it. That's the premise. insane. It's gore. It's like Japanese, in I believe like late 90s, came out like 99, 2000. It's so good. It's based off did the manga come out first, or did the movie come out first, or did the book come out first?
Yeah, I think it was a novel first, and then I think maybe the movie came out afterwards, but before the manga. But yeah, it's definitely like that 80s, 90s, like pretty. I think back then Japan, they weren't really thinking about making movies for like a global audience, so it's just like, we're gonna make it whatever we want, and it's pretty raw.
Yeah, I own all three of those. I own the manga, like all the volumes of the manga, and I own the book as well. I've read the book, I've read the manga, I've watched the film. I love that movie. And don't be scared of me because I love that movie. I'm a pretty friendly guy. You're like, wow, this is the kind of movie he likes. I mean, it's a movie, guys. Enjoy it.
Like this will probably catch you, Audrine. It's like, I remember watching Battle Royale on YouTube, and I also remember watching the live action Prince of Tennis on YouTube too. So kind of like the two sides of Japan, right? Like super violent, super gory, and then kind of super over the top kind of
like I watch Battle Royale, and then I'll watch Coco to make myself feel better, and then I'll laugh with Clerks. It's a great time in Mars.
Yeah, cycle,
yeah. All right, go ahead, Kai.
Oh, but before I say it, I wanted to ask this question before I forget it. Aaron, how did you see Wizard of Oz? Like, what do you remember the first time you saw Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, it was probably on TV. I think I watched it on TV. It was like, just on cable. And then I got like the VHS tape or something at some point.
Yeah. So it's like not even that it's like you had that movie readily available. It's just like you happened to see it, and then it's like
Yeah, I think it was on TV, and then at some point I got my parents to get me the VHS tape.
Yeah.
And then as an adult I bought it on DVD. But yeah.
You have to get a Blu-ray remaster, and then you can have like a complete collection, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like Aldrin, part of his stick when we introduce the song on stage is like Aaron's gonna click his ruby red slippers and then take us to Oz, with his rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But when I was in high school, we went to Washington, D.C. for the close-up program. It was like a class trip. It was my senior year of high school, and we went to, I think it was like the Smithsonian, one of the museums, and I got to see the ruby red slippers in person.
That's sick.
Yeah, and so I bought, I think, a postcard of like a picture of the slippers, and I had that for a long time. I don't know where it is now, but I did have the ruby red slippers as a postcard.
Wow.
Postcard version. Yeah. Anyway.
I'll say my next two, I guess. Following that same trend of animated movies, my favorite Miyazaki animated movie is Princess Mononoke. That is a movie that I can rewatch. Even that soundtrack is so good too. And I think they did like a IMAX like release, and I was like, oh, I want to go see it. But I also hope that eventually they release it in like a 4K Blu-ray. And even though I have it, I would probably buy it again. Yeah. And then for my last movie, this one is a kind of a toughie, I think, because my last movie is Back to the Future. And I'm not sure if it's okay. Yeah, I think Back to the Future. I was kind of debating if I should do Back to the Future 1 or 3. Those are my favorites, but yeah, Back to the Future, just the first one.
Oh, why not 2? Why not 2?
I think 2 is okay, but I think I love 1 for like just the main story of 1 is so good.
Right.
And then 3 kind of a dumb
It was like the Western one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
3 is the Western.
Dumb. It's a dumb reason, but the same reason why I love Jurassic Park for the dinosaurs. I've never been a kid who was like, okay, Kahai, you can only get into something a little bit. Like, I bought the dinosaur encyclopedia, And so the same thing with trains. I was super into trains growing up too.
I see.
It has to be and that train, and then that ending where it's like the time machine that is a train. It's like, oh man, it's so cool. It's like, Even saying that right now, I have my DeLorean time machine Lego set right next to me.
Wow.
And I have two.
One in the box and one that was made.
I don't know if you guys remember. We went to downtown Disney to the Lego store, and I bought one there. And this was a while ago, so I bought one, and it was a smaller one, and I brought it home and I made it. And then my sister bought me like the bigger scale size too, so I made that one. And that's the one that's sitting next to me.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my picks.
Yeah, I love that. I like Back to the Future. That movie came kind of late to the Philippines, I remember, and it's not like we would get like big blockbuster like American movies in our theaters. It's mostly like local like Filipino films, like some, but like the big blockbuster films we would have to wait until they air them on television. And I remember that being like a nationwide event that like Channel 2 like got the rights to Back to the Future, and the whole country hasn't seen it yet because it wasn't like unless you like pirated it, you know. But they acquired the rights, and it was like a big deal, and maybe like 2 weeks up to the moment they first aired it, they were like teasing like, oh, just 4 more nights of sleep and then it's time for Back to the Future. You know, it was huge, dude. And I remember like that, like everybody, like there was no one out in the streets. There's nobody like out, like, you know, the drunk people are not out drunk. It's like, it's as if like Manny Pacquiao was fighting somebody, you know. It's kind of like that, or like for those 2-3 hours of Back to the Future, the crime rate went down in the Philippines. But, you know, it was
like the equivalent of the Super Bowl, right? Is like everybody's at home watching it, so nobody's out like doing stuff.
It's like one of my earliest memories, because I must have been like 4 or 5 years old, and all I can remember is the commercials leading up to it, going like, oh, it's that 2 more nights of sleep and it's Back to the Future. And like, tomorrow, the moment you've all been waiting for, Back to the Future. And then like, and then like everyone and their mothers at home, or like if they didn't have TV, like people who had like windows would open their windows so the neighbors could like watch through the window. Because you know, it was still Philippines in the 80s, like not everyone owned a TV, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like everyone.
And it was a flex, right? I'm going to open my window so you can see that I have a TV. Yeah.
All 10 inches, baby. Like all 12. Oh, you want it louder? Let me go to the TV and manually turn it up.
Yeah.
That's actually a joke, right? From the movie, is that Marty goes like, "Oh yeah, we have a couple of TVs at home." His mom's family are like, "Ooh, la di da, guy has a couple TVs at home. We just got this one."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've told that story before. Maybe on Ukulele Underground, but like, definitely still like one of my earliest memories is the commercial like on Channel 2 saying like, yo, we know what you want, we'll bring it to you, but you gotta wait, it's like 3 more days.
Damn. That sounds like actually pretty awesome to, as like a whole, experience a movie with everybody around you. It's like, oh, but now it's like, you know, when they release movies, they immediately release it to streaming, so nobody really cares.
Yeah, it's like, I'll get to it when I get to it, you know, kind of thing. But like, it was that. It's like, if you didn't watch it that night, like, just don't go to school the next day, because people will either make fun of you for not watching it, or you're gonna be so lost, you're gonna be so mad that like you didn't watch it.
You have to be the kid who has to like try and like piece together what happened. You'll be like, oh yeah, I loved when he rode his skateboard. It's so cool.
Yeah. When he went back.
That was the guy's name. You know, back. To the future.
You know, there's that old guy, and it's so cool. Oh,
so cool.
Yeah, so it was insane. Like it, and being like 4 or 5 years old and being one of my core memories like of hype basically. It's like I was taught hype from an early tender age of 4 or 5 years old. Like how to hype things up.
Yeah.
So good, so good. Aaron.
I would probably say like another favorite movie of mine is High Fidelity. So yeah. And so thinking about it now, it's like this podcast is like my High Fidelity. Like you guys are my Jack Black and yeah. So for people who haven't seen High Fidelity, it's John Cusack. He plays the owner of a record shop. It's kind of like a failing record shop in the middle of Chicago that mostly sells vinyl records. And he has 2 employees that he hired for like 1 day out of the week to help him out, and they just keep showing up every single day because they want to talk about music and stuff. And so yeah, and part of it is like they're always doing their top 5 lists. So they're like top 5 songs about death, and they're just like, you know, they gotta go back and forth and talk about it. So it's like, yeah, that's been one of my favorite movies for a long time. And so yeah, finally I have a podcast where I can just do that.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like one of the jokes, right, is that Jack Black, like a person comes into the shop and then they're like, hey, do you have this record? And Jack Black is like, yeah, but I'm not gonna sell it to you. And the guy's like, wait, what? Why?
I just called to say I love you. Yeah. You have that. You have that song.
I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. So it's kind of the joke too, right? Is that they're like music snobs, too, right? Like they're kind of pretentious, but
yeah. But just the acting in it is fantastic. The lead character, like John Cusack's character, is not someone that is I mean, he's relatable, but he's not like a good person. You know, I guess the reason why that I like that movie is because he's having trouble with his romantic relationships. And so he's going back through time and trying to figure out what's the reason why all of his romantic relationships have failed. And so I guess for like a large part of my life, I've felt like that, you know. It wasn't until recently that you know, I found my current wife. And I still think about like all of the things, you know, like girls that I was into or people that I was romantically involved with, and all of the reasons why it was doomed to failure, you know. It's like, it's obvious now, like in hindsight is 2020, but like, you know, yeah, it was pretty obvious like that we weren't good for each other, or I wasn't the person that person was looking for. They weren't the one that I was really looking for, and I was trying to fit them into a box. And so there's that aspect, and then there's the music aspect of that movie, and like you put them together and it's really simple. There's no like special effects or anything, but yeah, it's just a great movie just because it resonates with me so well. And then because I've watched that movie so many times and I had the DVD with the extras, like my favorite scene of that movie is actually like it didn't make the final cut.
Which part?
And so I think I was telling Kahai about it. So John Cusack is the record store owner. There is a scene that got cut from the film where because he's not a good person. He gets a call from a lady who says like, I have some records, check them out and see if you want to buy them. And so he goes over to this lady's house, and it's like this rich widow, or like a rich divorcee basically. So he goes to her house, and then he looks at the records that are there, and they are in pristine condition, and they are like the most valuable records, like high value, low quantity, super rare records. And there's like a whole armoire of them. And so yeah, he's like looking at her like incredulously, and
you don't deserve
he's like
this.
no. He looks and he's like what do you want for these? Because he kind of knows like what they're worth, and he knows that he didn't bring enough cash for them.
Or the other part of the movie, right, is that it's a failing record store.
Yeah.
It's not his business is gonna go under too. That's like something that's stressing him out.
Yeah. So he was like, what do you want for these? And she's like, $1 or something ridiculous, you know. So he's like, wait, what? And so the lady says like, yeah, they're actually my ex-husband's records, and I got them in the divorce, and screw him. You know, it's kind of like a FU moment for her, and so she wants to do this. He is like visibly torn, like he doesn't even have to say anything. His face says everything. It was like probably one of the best acted scenes in the movie, but it never made the movie. And he's like, I can't do that to a fellow record collector. Like,
I've never seen the extra scenes, so I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like a thieves guild type of, vibe, right? Where, he hates people, and he doesn't he's an unscrupulous person.
Yeah.
In all other areas of his life, in relationships and stuff like that. But for this one thing, like, he can't do it. He can't.
Yeah, this is his moral compass, right? Like, that is like the one thing, the one line that he won't cross. But he's like a terrible person in every other aspect. So it's like, what? Like, this scene is so good, but I can totally see why they cut it, because people are like, what, is he stupid? Like, why doesn't he just buy it, right?
Yeah.
Not understanding that it's like, no, you do not cross a fellow record collector. That goes against code. Like, don't do that.
It makes total sense why they didn't keep it in, because it doesn't move the story forward at all, but it does give him some kind of humanity that never makes the film. So high fidelity, and Jack Black too was relatively unknown at the time, but he stole the whole movie. Like, all of the scenes that Jack Black is in, he just steals the show. And it was obvious from that point, like, this guy is going to be a star, but he was like a secondary character in that film.
Because I think like they said that he only was supposed to have like one line, and he wasn't supposed to be like a big character in the movie. And then when they just brought him in, and when he started talking about music, they're like, okay, it's like, fucking go for it, And so I think the things he says is just like made up on the spot by him. It is like basically what he actually thinks, not like, oh, we had to feed him lines about records. It's just like Jack Black being himself, being like a music nerd. There's one where the other worker, Dick, they're doing like a top 5 of their I forget what the list was, but they were doing like a top 5 list. I think Jack Black names a song, and Dick asks which version it is. I think Jack Black says like Little Latin Loopy Loo was on his top 5 list, and then Dick kind of says like, oh, is it like the Mitch Ryder version? And then Jack Black is like, no, that's not. Why would you want that version?
It's like, oh, I like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Which version? Is Kamach Vivole? No! Why?
Slap that out of your hand, basically.
The lyrics are wrong. The chords are wrong.
Because like John Cusack's character like says, oh yeah, my top 5 is this. And Jack Black was like, boo, what are you, some kind of mainstream puppet? Like, you like only like the popular stuff? It's like he makes fun of him for liking like a popular band, and John Cusack is like, I don't know, it's good, like, fuck you. But that kind of energy goes back and forth between them.
So basically this podcast.
What's your last one, Aaron?
I loved those kids sports movies growing up.
Ooh, but which one? I was gonna call this one. I'm like, Aaron's gonna give either like Surf Ninjas or some kind of sports 90s film.
Because I was not into sports, but a lot of those early 90s kids films were about sports. And it was kind of, a lot of them were underdog films, so I resonated with those. The one that I would take on a desert island would probably be Little Giants.
Little Giants, I call that in my brain.
Yeah. I can, like, because I could watch that over and over, but it's not my favorite one of those. Like, my favorite would probably be D2, Mighty Ducks D2. Yeah. But I think I can watch Little Giants more if I
was kind of thinking you might say Sandlot.
Yeah.
Just because of the like the time period that it depicts, right? Like I feel like that's
like the
60s guy.
Yeah. Still like D2 and Little Giants is still great choices.
Yeah. I mean, all of the Mighty Ducks movies were pretty good, but and when I was a kid, that was the whole reason why, like, that was one of the few sports that I actually played was hockey. In Hawaii, like, we don't, or at least on our island, we don't have an ice rink, so we all played roller hockey. There was like a large cohort of young Japanese males who were really into roller hockey just because of the Mighty Ducks franchise.
So Fujikawa was like the guys from Iceland.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I was on a couple of their teams, but they were always the ones with like the nice skates, and they always had the best equipment. Like when we started getting into roller hockey here, like nobody had equipment. Like we started off with gardening gloves and like shin pads for like, I think we had knee pads because roller blades were popular, and like those bright neon knee pads were a thing, but we didn't have any shin guards, so we were like buying AYSO like soccer shin guards. So putting the knee pads, like the bright neon green knee pad with like a AYSO shin guard and elbow pads, and even the helmets I think we were using. It was very, very much like Little Giants, where they're using Darth Vader masks and stuff. Like we just had whatever helmets that we could find, and there were no face masks, so we were just careful, and we were using gardening gloves for the gloves. And then eventually some parents got together and were able to get a shipment of certain things, so there was a certain period of time where everybody had the same gloves. And then from there, I think the Fujikawas jumped on after all of that early stuff, and so they had like CCM helmets and skates and stuff, and it was like legit hockey equipment. So
this is the second mention of the Fujikawas in this podcast.
yeah. We won't. It's like by last name only, but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Isn't like in D2 when they see the Iceland team, aren't they doing like drills? And they're like an army. They get scared because like they're so precise with their drills or something. It's like,
Yeah.
I think that was Sister Act 2.
Oh yeah, that too. Right.
They're like an army.
It's so funny because like kind of all of these sports movies, you could say that about any of them, right? Where it's like underdogs and then a more organized team who has better equipment.
Yeah.
And then they get like kind of scared of them because they do something. They're like, oh my gosh, they're so big and scary.
Yeah.
So what is it about Little Giants that you would take, and why is it that not D2?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just one of those movies that you can put on, and you can either watch it or you can not watch it, and it's fine.
That's true. It kind of works in the background also.
Yeah. I think D2 I would want to watch more actively, but Little Giants is, the overall story arc is pretty predictable, and so you don't have to like watch it intently. Not that D2 is like this amazing film with like a lot of nuance.
It's knuckle puck time, baby.
Yeah. It's got Keenan. It's just great.
Love that film.
I think it's like the same thing when I said Digimon, right? And somebody made a video where it's like, was Digimon as bad as everybody seems to think? And it's like D2 too. I think people are like, oh, D2 is terrible. But then for me, it's like, what do you mean? That's a great movie, right? It's like, I don't know. Mighty Ducks 3 is like, but still. And people kind of like, if you're going to watch any Mighty Ducks, watch the first one. But I'm like, the second one is pretty good too, but yeah.
There's in Mighty Ducks 2. There's also the story arc of Emilio Estevez, the coach's dipping back into materialism, right? Because the first one taught him that like materialism was not everything that it's cracked up to be, and then in D2 he like dips back, and then he has to learn the lesson again. So yeah,
give me the hits.
Yeah,
it's probably why, right? For like Mighty Ducks 3, they couldn't be like, we can't make him like an asshole again. Like we can't make him just turn back into an asshole. It's like let's introduce a whole nother coach, and but his backstory is that he has a daughter in a wheelchair and he pushes her on his ice skates, so he's really a nice guy. You guys just gotta get to know him.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
Nice. Any movies? Let's see. Or maybe no. We'll just wait for the next one. we'll probably do this again.
Or you want to save it or give a tease for it? Maybe we can do it for the extended PP, right?
No, I was gonna go if if you had one more. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about Kung Pao, honestly, because that was the one movie that didn't make it.
We'll save it for the extended.
Yeah. I was thinking of some other movies too as we were talking.
Only because, like, I mentioned if I could just make all comedies, I would just make all comedies, and those would be the 3 comedies. It would be like Clerks, Dogma, and Kung Pao. those would be the 3 movies that I take, and people would be like, are you serious? Like all like only disco, like that kind of thing. So I don't get the like the only disco comment. I pick 3 very different films. So if I could actually pick my 3 films, it would be those 3 films with all 3 comedies: Dogma, Clerks, and Kung Pao, the best.
I'm sorry to say this, but I like Kung Pao too, but it is not surprising that it's the 3rd one. I think there's definitely a quality jump from the Dogma and Clerks to Kung Pao a little bit. Yeah.
Up. You mean jump up? It's kind of like when you play Street Fighter, you're like, I want to pick Ryu, but I don't want to pick Ryu because that's the best one. Like I want to pick an off meta pick, because if I just go Kung Pao right away, like, oh, what a like Ryu dick rider that you were gonna call me, right?
Clerks would be the perfect 10 out of 10 movie if only it had a kung fu fighting cow who squirts milk at you. The only thing it's missing.
Yeah.
Then it would be a perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you were talking about the animatronics and the practical effects that you had in Jurassic Park. Hell no, baby. Kung Pao way ahead of its time.
And Shaolin Soccer.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
that's another one.
Let's talk about extended PP.
Okay, extended PP. We gotta extend our PP and talk about those.
Okay.
So if you haven't subscribed, you gotta subscribe. You want to hear Aaron talk about Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, you guys can find the extended PP on our Patreon. It's patreon.com/PPPod. Make sure there's 3 P's. I don't know if you go with 4, what that will lead you to. But yeah, I think that will be it for us. I guess let us know your favorite movies or your island movies in the comments, and we might talk about it in a future PPPod. But thanks for now. It's past our time. We're gonna head out, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.